This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Our men's national volleyball team recently returned home from the third round of World Qualifiers in Puerto Rico with a third-place finish. That eliminated them from contention to move on. And once again, head coach Raymond Ryans-Wilson is placing some of the blame on a lack of practice time, which stems from facility issues.
Prior to going into this tournament, we did not have the use of Secunda Licensed Gym for about 3 weeks. And so that put a damper on us. You know, we had persons in top shape, but because of lack of practice and court time, they decided to get rusty. What we had to do as a team, we had to come together, try and find a plan, because also the high school gyms are locked down because of examinations. So nobody was able to access those facilities. So having no facilities to train, you know, we had to look high and wide to try and find someplace. And unfortunately, we were able to find Blake Road. And what the guys decided to do, we'll make a sacrifice, and everybody would come up with a cost and make a donation to the church who owns the facility, whereby we were able to train 6 days prior to travel, and that was a big help. But when you're competing against a team like a Mexico or a team like a Puerto Rico, teams at that level, and these teams train 8 hours a day, and you have us, the Bahamian team. If we train 6 to 8 hours a week, we are quite lucky.
From tennis, Team Bahamas will leave town tomorrow ahead of their America's Zone 3 tie, which takes place next week in Puerto Rico. The Bahamas will be one of 9 teams taking part, and they will have to finish in the top 2 to be promoted to Zone 2 in 2015. Marvin Rule will lead the Bahamas into competition as a playing coach.
We always have a chance to get promoted. I mean, over the past few years, we always made it to the finals, but we always dropped short in the finals. So, yeah, our chances are pretty good. We have good players like Devin Mullings, and I think KJ will be playing for us, and me and Jamal playing doubles. You know, we always have good opportunity. Good singles players with Devin has all the experience of all those years in the past. So, yeah, we should do pretty well. Any pressure knowing that you're the player captain heading into this one? No, not really. I mean, I got over the years been under John Farrington. You know, I learned the ropes and know what to do. So, you know, he was a great captain for us for all these years, and I hope to take after him.
The Frank Pancho-Ramming Primary School Track and Field Championships got underway this morning at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Our Charles Fisher was there.
A record 66 schools, making this the largest meet ever. And Bahamian pride is still there after the IWF World Relays Bahamas. Fans, parents and supporters out in full strength. The opening ceremony held Wednesday morning, and the kids showing the enthusiasm and excitement that is expected over the next 3 days. Welcome remarks coming from the Director of Sports, former Olympian Tim Munnings, who told the youngsters to dream big, just like the world-class athletes.
Many of those world-class athletes that performed here started at the same very level that you are going to do today. So one day we expect to see all of you, or as many of you as we can, rising to that elite level of track and field.
Once again, this is the largest meet ever. Family Island Power, especially athletes and coach Francis Simonet with 14 athletes.
We expect to get a couple medals, and the children really work hard, and we try to push them to do their best.
North, Central Andros and the Berry Islands, 10 schools, 42 athletes.
North, Central Andros and the Berry Islands for the past several years, maybe 4 years or 5, we've actually won the most medals at this meet, and so we expect to do the same this year.
Illustra has combined its 11 schools and brought the best of the best.
One of the things we have to look at, because of the vast outspread of the athletes, and then we come together as one team, this meet itself is going to prove a lot to the coaches of the island of Illustra to show that even though we are separated by mileage, that the athletes still have the ability to perform.
Coach Andrew Valdez in North Long Island, 30 athletes.
We have a lot of children who compete last year in the B division, not in the A division, and they have to compete in the A division. So I have a good expectation. I think we have a solid team. We will compete real competitively this year.
And yes, in Nagua, all ages here with 12 athletes and ready to rumble.
We're trying to get some exposure, for the kids, because we don't really participate much with any other island. So it's like a little exposure for them, and I'm sure we're going to do well.
3 days of the future Olympians and world-class athletes on display. Go on down and check them out. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, thanks a lot, Charles. Well, last weekend's IAAF World Relays have been dubbed a smashing success. Andretti Bain took part in the men's 4x2 for Team Bahamas.
4x2 was very exciting. I'm glad I had the opportunity to run with Adrian, Blake, and Wesley. We broke the national record, so that's something that's very exciting. I didn't think that we, in our age bracket, would have the opportunity to actually compete at home, you know, at this type of competition. So it honestly felt great. I enjoyed it, and I know everybody else on Team Bahamas, they also enjoyed it.
Adrian Griffith competed in both sprint relays for Team Bahamas, taking part in the men's 4x1 and 4x2.
Could have been a little better for us. It just happened, and you know, it's the world relays, and we should have been prepared for it. You know, as athletes. I mean, the whole entire event was great. You know, but I think we could have gone down. We could have performed much better than we did, because no way we got DQ'd in the 4x1. I kind of got mad for that, but you know, it's unfortunate it happened to us, but hopefully Commonwealth Games we'll make up for it. We have a confident team. Once we get the guys together, once we get everybody healthy, and we do some major things, because the men's 100 meters and 200 meter sprints are coming up, and that's what I like, and that's what I want to produce. You know, the 4x4 is doing their thing. I just want to start the trend before I leave the door.
Like Adrian, Anthony Strohan ran both sprint relays on the ladies' side for Team Bahamas, and she started out speaking about the 4x2.
I'm pleased with the performance due to circumstances that we were presented with, but at the end of the day, the team put 110% into it, and we did what we had to do, and we worked with who we had, and there's nothing more that we could have done. And for the 4x1, there's nothing really surprisingly happened in the 4x1, because like we all know each other, and if the 4x1 is so technical, and like if you make a hiccup, because it's so fast, it takes you a longer time to recover from that hiccup, and you don't have the time to recover from a hiccup in a 4x1. It's either you get it all around one time or it doesn't happen at all.
The 2014 Long Island Regatta will take place June 5th through the 7th in Salt Pond, and the Bahamian Brewery and Beverage Company is once again on board as a sponsor.
On behalf of the Long Island Association and the Long Island Sailing Club, we'd like to thank Sands Beer and Bahamian Brewery for once again sponsoring the Class E races in Salt Pond, Long Island, to be held next week. And we thank them for their support over the years, and we look forward to a continuous relationship. This year we're expecting some 42 boats in Salt Pond for the overall regatta, and from the stories I hear, that might swell to about 48 by the time we get started. So we're looking forward to a very nice regatta this year, and we welcome everybody to Salt Pond, to our new cultural site.
And that will do it for sports. Don't go anywhere. The Bahamas Tonight continues after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.